Generation Z, and this is my father.
I'm Danny from Generation X.
Welcome back to
I Dare You to Play. King's Quest III, To Err is Human. Quick rules reminder.
The game has to be one that we've never played or seen anyone play before.
Which means all of our comments and impressions are 100% fresh, first ever playthroughs.
And please remember there will be lots of language.
And offensiveness, so parental discretion is advised.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So please enjoy King's Quest III, To Err is Human.
Hello, guys.
Welcome to I Dare You to Play King's Quest III,
To Err is Human. I'm so excited, guys. One more game to get through, then only one more after this, and then I can go back to Space Quest!
As always, we're doing a quick episode 0 so we can read the manual and explain the story.
Yay.
So, King's Quest III, To Err is Human. Notice the H-E-I-R in this one.
Right, so it's, assuming that it's still Daventry.
We shall see.
It would be, Graham's child.
This is a departure from the standard King's Quest series. This one does
So
not.
maybe it's not Graham's child.
Does not star Graham. So let's go to the next page here.
Yeah, I'm playing as someone other than Graham.
Yeah.
I knew it was bound to happen eventually, but I didn't know.
Alright, written program by blah 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 blah. Please forgive. This is a PDF. This is what we have. So
Yeah.
here we go. A long time ago, when magic was the only.
A long time ago.
A long time ago, when magic was the only science known to man, there dwelt in the land of Ludor a wizard named Mananan.
Mananan?
Mananan.
Really?
Mananan. Mananan. Anyway. He was very learned in all matters of the heavens and earth.
Very learned. Clearly he didn't learn to know English.
He was very learned. That's the proper English.
He was
very learned. Yeah.
Learned.
Yeah, learned.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, the heavens and earth, no hell?
No. Of great age, Mananan presented a frail appearance, as though his skin were made of bleached and weathered parchment. Mananan's impression of fragility lasted only until one looked into his coal-black eyes, which burned with a strange fire.
You sure he didn't learn about hell?
This was indeed a powerful wizard.
Sure.
Although he was powerful and capable of conjuring up vast armies of spirit servants to sweep his earth, prepare his meals, and other menial tasks with which he would not soil his hands.
So wait, he's like my NASCAR character?
This solution to his everyday needs was not satisfactory to him, for he was Trump and he needed Mexicans.
Yeah!
No, sorry, that's not what it says. For he
I'm gonna build a wall around Ludor.
Ludor?
And Daventry's gonna pay for it.
Oh, nice. For he liked his solitude and didn't want a lot of spirits, except for Bullet and Bourbon, who besides all else are quite inquisitive and mischievous, cluttering up his house like children. Instead, he impressed a very young boy to do his bidding, taking the lad when he was only a year old, so he would have no memories to tug at him in the years to come. Unfortunately for Mananan, boys grow up and become adventuresome young men. As his slave grew in stature and in strength, Mananan was irritated to find him poking around in areas of the house where he didn't belong, or he would climb down the narrow path leading to Mananan's mountaintop retreat to explore the surrounding countryside. Even punishment did not stop him for long, because fucking kids, right? They just never fucking listen.
Rebel!
Yeah, pretty much.
Rebellion!
That's pretty much what always happens. One day, when his slave was 18 years of age,
Legal adult people.
The wizard found him practicing magic spells. This was the last straw.
Why was it the last straw?
You, Mananan screamed.
Just magic!
You have read my book of spells and plundered my supplies of powders and potions.
I mean, yeah, I'm locked in this freaking house with nothing to do.
You have even ventured into Ludor again against my express command, for nowhere else could you have gathered some of these ingredients. You think you will win your freedom with these tricks? The wizard sneered. You shall see your mistake. You have earned your own demise. And with that, Mananan raised his hands menacingly. Suddenly the earth began to shake, and his slave was no more. Only a small pile of ashes remained where he had once stood. It's like a slot machine in space.
Wow.
Next time, I
I
won't...
thought it was like with the snap of his finger.
Then only half of his slaves would be gone.
Oh.
Next time, I won't make the same mistake, Mananan snarled. I'll never let any of my slaves reach manhood. I'll have no more accidents. And so the years passed. Mananan went out and found another small boy to be his slave. He stole him from a country some distance from Ludor. To direct suspicion away from himself, Mananan was more careful with this child, and watched him closely. The wizard punished the boy severely when he caught him away from the house, and he made sure the boy didn't get his hands on even any ordinary items that might be transformed into magic charms or potions. On the whole, Mananan didn't have much trouble with him. But still, on the lad's 18th birthday, the wizard zapped him out of existence. It's a nuisance, having to train a slave all over again, he mumbled complainingly. But it's better than having trouble like the last time. And so he went on, every 17 years, kidnapping a small boy from his loving parents and slaying him on the 18th anniversary of his birth.
Well, why not just get a girl instead?
That's even
Has he tried that?
That's even a bigger nuisance. Are you serious right now?
I mean, he's already evil anyway. So has he tried it?
I'm just saying. Why would you do that? If you have things you want to accomplish, let's say you want to be a great wizard someday. The last thing you need is some bitch running around the house telling you how you're doing every fucking thing wrong. Like, just totally crushing your spirit and just, like, telling you your dreams are worthless. That's not how you become great, okay? That's not how that works.
But if you raise
Make
her
Mananan
not
great
to do
again
that,
by not getting married.
If you raise her not to do that, then there should be no freaking problem.
Actually, you gotta kill them a year earlier. All the girls go crazy at 17.
I didn't... Okay. I don't know this, so...
You're almost there. I can't wait.
I'm not even a girl. I don't know what that's like.
Your sisters both went crazy at 17. Anyway.
They're still crazy.
Well, that's fair.
I have never known anything but the crazy.
I'm going to repeat Mananan here. It's a nuisance having to train them all over again.
Oh my god!
And so he went on every 17 years, blah, 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 blah. Occasionally the cycle was shortened slightly when he unfortunately chose a precocious child that learned too much before his 18th year, and time went on. Tips for beginning your adventure. Words, words, words you'll use. Ah, look! Understanding the language of creatures. Flying like an eagle or a fly. These are the spells, by the way. Teleportation at random.
Interesting.
Causing a deep sleep. Transforming another into a cat.
Yay, cats!
Brewing a storm.
All you gotta do for that is mess with time.
Becoming invisible.
Yay! Invisibility.
So this one's actually pretty quick, as you noticed. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here because this is kind of hard to read. The following pages contain the only legible excerpts from The Sorcery of Old, Mananan's Book of Magic. All other spells in the volume are so faded that they are indecipherable to mortal eyes.
Moral. Moral?
Mortal.
Moral?
It's rubbed out there.
I see.
To perform any of these spells, open The Sorcery of Old to the appropriate page and follow the directions precisely. Any deviation from the correct procedure, including the exact recantation of the empowering verse, can cause fatal, if sometimes humorous, results.
Yay, humor, finally.
Note, parentheses indicate descriptive text, not instructions. You need to type into the computer.
That's oddly specific.
So, I'm going to just kind of sit here for a minute, in case anybody at home wants to pause the video and read these. We will be printing these out so that Jay has them during the game.
That'd be nice.
Because without this, you kind of can't play the game. In fact, remember me telling you the first time I tried to play this game, I couldn't because I didn't have the book. Like, I'd gotten like a bootleg copy or something.
Oh, great.
And you literally need the book to play the game. These spells, I don't think, are in the game. It's like,
Oof.
yeah, you just sort of have to like, hey, here's all the things. And it tells you how to use them and everything. So yeah, there you go. Fly like an eagle. Anyway, you might remember that from one of our previous King's Quest 1.
I'm glad that song's gonna come up again. I like that song.
Well, we'll see. It says eagle or fly.
Why not eagle?
Maybe you don't have the ingredients for the eagle.
Fine. Teleportation.
At random.
Oh, at random.
You now have a charm which will allow you to... You want to read the quick descriptions? Here, we'll do that. Understanding the language of creatures. You will now be able to understand the speech of animals, birds, and fish. You will not, however, be able to speak to them. The spell will last as long as the dough is in your ears.
Huh.
You now have flying like an eagle or a fly. You now have a potion which will allow you to cast transformation spell. To cast the spell anytime later, dip the eagle feather in the essence if you want to become an eagle, or dip the fly wings in the essence if you want to become a fly. You will turn into an eagle or fly. If you do not transform back into yourself, the spell will wear off after some time has passed. You can use this spell until your rose petal saffron potion is gone. To return to your own form before the spell wears off, recite this verse. Teleportation at random. You now own a charm which will allow you to cast the random teleportation spell. To cast the spell, rub the stone. It will instantly whisk you away from where you are. Remain alert, however, even though you can use the spell to run away from danger. Nothing guarantees that you will not arrive in a more precarious situation than the one you left. The power of the charm remains for as long as you retain the stone.
Wow, how comforting.
Causing a deep sleep. You've now mixed a powder for casting a deep sleep spell over whoever is nearby. To cast the spell, pour the sleep powder on the ground or floor in a dank, dark place. Then recite slumber henceforth. Transforming another into a cat. You've just created a cookie that, when eaten, will turn the victim into a cat forever.
Yes! Forever!
Brewing a storm. You have mixed a potion that you can use to brew a storm. You activate the spell, stir the storm brew with your finger, and recite Brew of Storms. Churn it up. Outdoors, a rainstorm complete with thunder and lightning will occur. It will last for some time, but will eventually rain itself out. If you wish it to subside earlier, recite Brew of Storms. Clear it up.
Interesting.
Becoming invisible. You now have a magic ointment that will allow you to turn invisible. But beware, the ointment only works in a place where there is both fire and mist. To cast the invisibility spell, rub the ointment on your body. You will be invisible for a short while. You have enough for one application. And that, kids, is the spell book that we have to go on. Everything else in here is warranty and blah, blah, blah. So that's the quick episode 0 for King's Quest 3. To Err is Human.
Interesting.
It's a bit different. This one is kind of like we talked about this. I don't remember if we talked about this on air. But Jay and I have discussed how episode 3 of Space Quest is where Roger kind of comes into his own.
Right.
Like the first one was really like your standard space adventure with a janitor twist.
Right, yeah.
The sequel was a little bit quickly put together, like, oh, we got to make a sequel, and it's kind of like the same formula. And then the third one was not the same formula, right? You were able to roam around more, you got a ship, and it was really where it becomes like Roger's story for the very first time, right? And Graham, you know, you got like King's Quest thing, and the first one is very definite, and then the second one's about him finding a bride, and it's kind of the same formula again. But then here we have a third one that's again completely different than the other two. So I'll be interested to see how Jay handles this one.
I'll be interested to see what the fourth ones look like after those third ones.
They get even more interesting.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how Jay does with King's Quest 3 to Err is Human. I'm guessing little slave boy here is going to get killed a lot.
Oh, yeah, no. Probably.
Oh, yeah, probably that's going to happen. Yeah. Get your drinks ready and don't forget to do shots every time he dies.
Yep, you're going to get drunk.
Yeah. All right, so that was it. This is a quick, easy one this week, kids. Like, subscribe, check out our Facebook page, check out our Patreon, where we will have, or we should have, some special content loaded up for our subscribers. So,
if we ever get any.
We'll see you next week when we start King's Quest 3.
Yay, to air is human.